Fiat's cheeky little 500 is a stylish city car that remains as appealing as ever in this rejuvenated guise. It's not been fundamentally changed, but then loyal buyers didn't really want it to be. These people will like the smarter look, the extra media options, and the more individual feel. You can tell that Fiat knows its market.
And on the move? Well, the Italian brand has enhanced refinement and improved the braking performance of this revised model, but in truth, the dynamic feel of this car won't be a very important consideration for most potential buyers. They will be more interested in the super tight 9.3 metre turning circle and the way that you can twirl this car into the tightest parking space thanks to the super light city steering feature. These people will often be urban-based, hence take up for the clutchless dual logic transmission option. And over 80% of them tend to opt for the power plant that I'm trying here, the 69 brake horsepower 1.2 litre petrol unit. There are other engine options, 1.3 litre multi-jet diesel and the 1.4 litre T-Jet turbo petrol unit used in the hot hatch Abarth models, for example. But if you really don't want the rather feeble petrol 1.2, then the power plant your dealer will probably point you towards is the clever 0.9 litre two-cylinder twin-air petrol unit, offered in either 85 brake horsepower or 105 brake horsepower guises. This delivers a lovely putter-putter thrum that seems to be exactly the kind of thing you'd have heard from the 1957 original nipping through the back streets of Naples. More importantly, in a Twin Air 500 model, you'll be getting around 50% more pulling power than you would be in this 1.2 litre variant. Yet, this is mated to the potential for quite outstanding frugality. An 85 brake horsepower Twin Air 500 is supposed to be capable of achieving up to 74.3 miles per gallon on the combined cycle and 90 grams per kilometre of CO2. It is urban friendly through and through, you see. We would understand if you concluded that this new Fiat 500 looked pretty much the same as the old one. Nevertheless, Fiat insists that no fewer than 1,800 changes have been made in improving it. None of these have altered the dinky external dimensions, so at just 3.5 metres long, 1.6 metres wide and 1.5 metres high, this Fiat can still fit into spaces that even a Mini would have to avoid. If you choose the 500C variant rather than the fixed top model that we have here, then you get what amounts to a full-length canvas sunroof, which electrically retracts into a concertina bundle just above the boot. Most of the exterior styling tweaks that have been made can be found here at the front. The main round headlights adopt clever polyelliptical modules for improved nighttime vision and integrate the dipped beam headlamps and the turn signals. These lower lights just below deal with the main beam and LED daytime running light functions, and they adopt the same circular profile so as to graphically reproduce the zeros of the 500 name. Here inside, delicious details are everywhere. The coloured fascia panels featuring iconic 500 badging and colour matched against the bodywork. As for this key change to this improved model, well, on a plush variant like this one, that's very obvious. This 5-inch Uconnect live infotainment display screen mounted high on the dashboard, right in your line of sight. This system, which is optional on lower spec models, allows Bluetooth hands-free calling, music streaming, voice recognition and an SMS reader that will read text messages to you. Oh, time to move on to the rear seat. Given that the external dimensions of this car are so short, you won't be expecting to find much room here, and there isn't. Most, though, will find the space provided just about sufficient for two people on short to medium journeys, and it'll probably be fine for kids. Out back, the boot has a high lip and a narrow opening and remains one of the more compact offerings in the segment. Once you get your stuff in, though, the 185 litre space it provides is no smaller than an ordinary mainstream city car like Toyota's Aygo would give you. To be honest, Fiat hasn't needed to do a whole lot to retain this 500 model's popularity. It still looks great, it's always been fun to drive, and providing that the pricing doesn't get too ambitious, the market remains there for it. As for this updated version, well, issues like restrictions in boot space and rear seat accommodation remain, but the things the brand could improve without a major redesign have been usefully updated. As a result, it's now a more modern feeling product. In summary then, this car remains as likeable as ever. Choosing a fashionable little runabout can often be a risk. Here though is when you can enjoy without a worry.